Stay hydrated, drink water, mind your business. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Yasmin and I'm passionate about beauty, skincare, lifestyle and wellness. So if that sounds like it's up your alley, please be sure to subscribe. So today I'm going to be talking about a brand I discovered probably a year, 18 months ago now, and is definitely in my top 5 skincare brands, and that is the Inkey list. So I think I first saw the Inkey list products in Boots and I was intrigued, and then not long after I was just seeing a lot of people talking about the brand online. So my inquisitive self was like, okay, I have to try this brand, I have to try the product and do a bit of research into the company itself. So the Inkey list was founded in 2018, so it's very, very new, and the brand itself is very fun, it's accessible and it's informative. If you visit the Inkey list websites, you'll see that they have something called a recipe builder, which is essentially a tool for helping you build a skincare routine. So it's fantastic for beginners, seasoned skincare gurus, because you can always learn something new, and those trying to switch up how they achieve their skincare goals. So it's just really good for teaching you about different kind of skincare routines in a nutshell. And even if you don't buy any of the Inkey list products, I really recommend that you check that resource out. The Inkey list also have something called the Inkey School, which is basically a whole load of resources. You've got videos, quizzes, blog posts. They basically teach you about beauty, skincare and hair care. And I just think that's so different nowadays, to be given such a wealth of information by a brand. So definitely check those resources out. I will link them down below. The Inkey list products themselves are very simple, elegantly formulated and ingredient focused. You will notice that they have a few products that are quite similar to The Ordinary, but I think that's really just because both The Ordinary and the Inkey list focus on effective, well-known ingredients. And I think what really sets the two brands apart is how those products are formulated. So knowing all of this, I went out and I purchased 3 Inkey list products, and I've been using them for the last 6 months or so, and I'm just going to give you my opinion and thoughts on them. So without further ado, let's get into the review. First is the Inkey list Hyaluronic Acid. Now, one thing to point out with the Inkey list, they always have like a little instruction guide on their packaging, which tells you in which order to use your products. So I think it's really kind of helpful and especially good for beginners. So unlike other hyaluronic acid serums and supports and molecules, blah, blah, that I have used, this particular product tells you to apply after cleansing your skin, but before toning, which I just thought was very, very different. Usually when I'm using hyaluronic acid, I will cleanse my skin, tone, and maybe a serum, and then use the hyaluronic acid. But this one says to do it before you do all of those steps, which I thought was strange. It was a welcome difference. I haven't done that before. The texture and feel of the serum itself is very hydrating. I feel like I could say that for all hyaluronic acid supports and serums, but I don't want to do like a competition. But in terms and in relation to The Ordinary's hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5, I prefer this way more. It's not sticky, because I think I mentioned that in my Ordinary favourites video, that the hyaluronic acid is very like tacky, and I hated that feeling on my skin. Disgusting. This itself is just very silky, it's very smooth, it's lovely. There's no scent or fragrance with it. I'm just going to open it now. And the packaging is quite different to like what you get with, it's very small. All of the Inkey list products pretty much most of them look like this, in this kind of plastic. It's like a mini shampoo bottle, but I kind of got used to my pipettes with my other serums, so this was very different to go to this, but it's just so nice. I hope you can see it. It's very liquidy, it's not very viscous at all, and it just spreads into the skin. So lovely. Look at that, it's just glossy, giving you glazed donut. No, there's not a smell. I always smell everything. I told you. I warned you. It's just so lovely. And there's no stickiness. There's no stickiness. It just feels really lovely into skin. And then when you pop your other serums on top, they just mesh together beautifully. There's not a bad thing I have to say about this serum. So yes, I'm definitely going to be buying this again. It's going to be my new hyaluronic acid for sure. Next on the list is the Inkey List 15% vitamin C and EGF serum. I'm just going to apologise for the state of this box now. This was the first Inkey List product that I purchased, and it has received a lot of loving from me. I just think that this serum is just... it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. I think I mentioned in my Ordinary Favourites video that the vitamin C suspension and HA spheres was the first vitamin C kind of centric product that I'd used. So it really set like the bar for me. And then when I started using this Inkey List one, blew it out of the park. So obviously, you know what vitamin C does for the skin. If you don't, it basically is an antioxidant, fights against the effect of free radicals, good for anti-aging, brightening, renewing. It's basically just making you glowy, beautiful and young looking. I mean, who doesn't want that? But this serum in particular, so you've got 15% vitamin C. You also have EGF in here. So EGF, if I remember correctly, is great for regenerating the skin, renewing the skin, keeping you looking youthful. And I believe it's a peptide too. The serum also contains 1.5% hyaluronic acid, which I think just adds to the very silky, smooth, like gorgeous texture of this serum. So in comparison to the suspension I was using with the Ordinary, this one is just so smooth, it's silky, it sinks into the skin beautifully. And I personally feel that I started to see results. Actually, let me just say now as a little disclaimer, when I first started using this serum, I was using it alongside my derma rolling, and in comparison to the other suspension that I was using, there was no stinging or anything like that. It just sunk into my skin lovely. And I think I noticed like my skin was very bright after probably about 3 weeks of use. Oh, it's just so good. I would definitely say that this serum, in comparison to any other suspension or serum that I've used, is the best. It trumps them all. It's just so... I think mainly why I like it so much is the texture, and then also the added benefits and how it makes my skin feel. There's no greasiness, there's no congested feeling, there's no smell. It is just so wonderful. The formulation itself is silicone free and low irritation. I think I mentioned in my Ordinary Favourites video, I had a few problems with areas of sensitivity and like slight stinging actually that are a problem of the past with this vitamin C serum. I also wanted to add just to say, even after I'd stopped derma rolling, I still noticed the benefits of the vitamin C and EGF. I just feel like it just is such a great pick-me-up, and as the package says, I think it's suitable for everyone. Like, you don't lose anything from using this serum. It's just so good. Third on the list is the Inkey List Salicylic Acid Cleanser. So I had bought this probably now about 3 months ago, but it's so effective, guys. So if you don't know what salicylic acid is, it's basically a BHA, and basically BHAs have very small molecules that are able to penetrate the skin at a deeper level, and are fantastic for clearing blackheads, whiteheads, targeting your breakouts, and even I think balancing and reducing excess oiliness in the skin. It's just so good. So I went for the cleanser as opposed to like a serum, because I've got too many active serums and toners, so I thought I'll just go with a cleanser. These are usually kind of like gentler versions, and it's only going to be in your skin like, what, 2 minutes max a day. But I was so taken aback at how effective it is. Like, blackheads I didn't even know I had on my face were coming out. I know, sorry, this is so gross, but they were kind of coming to the surface of my skin and kind of rolling out without me having to do anything bad, like trying to remove them myself. It was just so surprising. The actual cleanser itself contains 2% salicylic acid. You've got a bit of zinc compound in there, which is fantastic for fighting acne. You see that in a lot of anti-acne products and medications. and you've got 0.5% allantoin, which is really good for soothing irritation. The texture itself is quite thick, and it does lather up, but not in a drying way. Otherwise, you know, I wouldn't be giving it my cosign. It's just wonderful. I think I personally noticed as well a reduction in oil, and I tend to use this. Actually, I use this a lot. I use this probably 2 to 3 times a week, but on those days where I can feel like a bump come in from underneath the skin, or like I'm having a bit of a breakout, I will always reach for this cleanser. It's just so wonderful. I don't know, I'm trying to think now which I would recommend the most out of the 3 products that I have. I think this one, and just because obviously we've been in lockdown, we're going into lockdown again. I hope everyone's well and not freaking out like I am. But because we can't go for facials, all of this gunk is going to be building up in our face, especially those of us who wear masks a lot. That's usually the place where I see my blackheads actually, is around where I wear my mask. So I just think you need something like this, if not this, in your life. Add it to your skincare regime. It's going to change your life. So guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you for tuning in. It was very positive, wasn't it? I think I had one bad thing to say about any of the products. I think that's just because they are really as good as I say. Try them out. Let me know what you think of them. If you have tried any of the Inkey list products, even those not to mention in today's video, please leave a comment and let me know. If you've enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I think that's it for now, so I will catch you in my next video, guys. Ciao!